So who knows who's going to be the hero? That is the beauty of it. And now it's time for predictions. Start us off, Derek. Who do you got winning this thing?
Thanks for starting with me once again. This is hard. This is a tough series. But after watching this entire series, I picked the Dodgers coming into it, but I think the Toronto Blue Jays, they're hard to bet against because I tell you what, these guys keep coming back. I think they scored late 7-3.
You're a leadoff hitter. I think I went Toronto 8-6. I don't know who the heck's going to win, so don't listen to me. Do not listen to me.
Well, I picked the Blue Jays in 7. Blue Jays 8, Dodgers 4. Let's go.
Whoa, if that's the case, there's going to be some party outside this building here tonight. It is Game 7. Toronto trying for their first World Series in 32 years. The Dodgers trying to be back-to-back repeat champs for the first time in 25 years. So much on the line tonight. It's Game 7 and the first pitch from Toronto getting closer. Coming your way next on Fox.
Tonight's ceremonial flag party is from His Majesty's Canadian ship York from Toronto. With us to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, American Idol finalist and internationally acclaimed recording artist, Pia Toscano.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Carrying our flag this evening are 230 members of our Canadian Armed Forces. With us to perform O Canada, please welcome acclaimed actor, singer-songwriter, and lifelong Blue Jays fan, Toronto's own Noah Reid.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on
talent and what he does. Yes, that's the guy. He's going to start. He's going to stay in. He's going to hit. He's got the greatest ability to impact a game of anybody I've ever could imagine to play in a Game 7.
As he tries to pitch the Dodgers.
And don't forget the hero of Game 5, Yesavage, who will be on 2 days rest, but could throw more than one inning. Schneider said he has 4 or 5 roadmaps he could follow. Now, over to Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Ken.
But just like everything else in this pastime, there's always a good reason. And in the end, it always circles back. Instructions for what to do when the last out is made. There's never been a protocol, just instinct.
The wait is over.
You won't find anyone standing alone soaking in the applause. And that island, it's not so lonely in the end. There's only the team together at the top of the mountain. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays for their moment at the center of the baseball universe. Game on.
That is Mike Myers voicing our Game 7 open. He was born and raised in nearby Scarborough, Ontario, getting us ready for the first Game 7 in Toronto Blue Jay history in the World Series. Max Scherzer's out there ready to start it. Yeah, we look at tonight's same-game parlay, available now on FanDuel. Focuses on the 2 biggest stars in this Game 7, and then Addison Barger flying under the radar, but he leads all players in this World Series, hitting .476. It's time for the Dodger lineup. Same order that Dave Roberts sent out there in Game 6. Ohtani leads off, and then Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. The big change was Mookie Betts down to the cleanup spot for the first time in 8 years, and he delivered. Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Kike Hernandez, and Miguel Rojas is in there again against Max Scherzer. His 6th World Series start, his 6th winner-take-all game, the most all-time.
Well, the first inning, to state the obvious, is like the 9th inning to Max Scherzer. He knows he's not going to be given. This is not 10 years ago where he's going to go 7-8 innings. He's going to give whatever John Schneider deems him long enough, and that is, as long as he doesn't give him a reason to take him out early, he'll be in there as long as possible.
Off we go in Game 7 with a fastball upstairs on Ohtani. Dodgers with a 3-1 win in Game 6. 1 win away from repeating as champions, becoming the first team to do that in a quarter century. Can the Blue Jays bounce back one more time? They've done that all season long. Looking for their first championship in 32 years. 2-0 on Ohtani.
The start of the game, and especially this guy that's in the box, he creates so much attention, and rightfully so. Max Scherzer has got to keep the ball in the ballpark tonight. He's given up a home run in his last 5 starts.
Including one to this guy in Game 3. He fouls it off, and it's 2-1. But these guys living their umpiring dreams here. Jordan Baker's behind the plate for Game 7. Crew Chief Mark Wegner's at second. For the first Game 7 since 2019, started by that guy right there. Max Scherzer is 2-1. Is golf to right center field. Varsha's on the move. Won't get there. And a base hit for Ohtani to lead off. So the starting pitcher for the Dodgers starts the game with a single.
Change up. He pulls it. If he throws that change up in the outer half of the plate, this doesn't happen. But he kept it in the park. So the Dodgers offense still hasn't done a lot, but the fact that they won last night's game and got Mookie Betts to get a big hit gives them some momentum in this game.
Yeah, they did just enough yesterday. 3 runs, all of them coming in the 3rd inning, and it was this guy right here, Will Smith, who got him on the board with a double. Smith doesn't have many hits in his postseason, but he's made the most of the ones that he's gotten. The game-winning home run in Game 2 of the World Series, and the go-ahead double yesterday. 0-2.
Yeah, the curveball that he throws, Max does, is a good pitch after a high fastball. But the inside part of the plate to Will Smith has to have a no-go zone. So nothing, unless you are making him raise his arms up an inside show pitch. You've got to get him out of the way.
Did not have the same bite on his breaking stuff when he faced the Dodgers in Game 3. There's 0-2. A check swing, Tapper, diving stop, Guerrero, feeds Scherzer for the first out. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. full extension to stop that ball. Into scoring position goes Ohtani.
Yeah, that was going to be a base hit if it gets by Guerrero. This is an exceptional play, and look at the gap that was over there. So talk about a rally that would have been created for the Dodgers. A runner in scoring position, but better than first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, and it is for Freddie Freeman. As this offense tries to get going, you've got Freddie Freeman, last year's World Series MVP, who had the walk-off in Game 3, but outside of that, it's been a quiet postseason. Is he saving his best for Game 7? Freeman drives one in the air to center field. Varsho's on the run. He's got it spotted at the edge of the track. 2 out. Ohtani tags, advances for third. Varsho slows late.
I personally always liked it when my outfielder signaled to me that he had the ball. You know, like, I got it with my arm, my hand up, I got it. Because as a pitcher, you know when the ball's hit, whether it's got a chance or not. But it's a lot more refreshing when your center fielder or your outfielders is, as long as you don't see the back of their jerseys.
Yeah, you always knew Andrew had it, though.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Here is Mookie Betts. Game-winning hit yesterday. Weight of the world lifted off his shoulders. Went into that bases-loaded chance in the third inning with a 130 World Series average. Dave Roberts had dropped into his lowest spot in the order that he's hit in his 6 years with the Dodgers. He said, I want to keep it simple for you, Mookie. Go up there and try to drive in a run. Just go be a hitter. On a 1-0 from Scherzer. Bounces one towards the middle. Jimenez is there, and Max Scherzer throws a scoreless first. Shohei Ohtani takes the mound when you come back. Well, this Blue Jays offense, the biggest reason they're one win from a championship. One of the best postseason performances we've ever seen this group. Springer leads off, and then it's Nathan Lucas in left field, and Guerrero Jr. bats third. Bichette, perhaps his last game in a Blue Jays uniform. Addison Barger has hit .470 in this Fall Classic. He's got Varsho, Clement, and Andres Jimenez to round things out. And Shohei Ohtani, as we saw when he started in Game 4 of this series, John, he really takes his time catching his breath after his at-bats. He just now gets out there to warm up.
Yeah, I think for some reason they're going to give him a little extra time. But, yeah, leading off, man on third, he had to get out there. This is his first warm-up pitch, and we're ready to play. So that's pretty amazing and pretty late. But this guy, with all the pitches he has, the thing I'm going to be looking for in the early part is his RPMs. Is he going all out on every pitch, or is he going to still pitch? The hardest thing about a Game 7, you forget sometimes you still have to pitch, and he's a pitcher.
Well, he's never had fewer than 5 days rest after a full start. He pitched on Tuesday, so this is 3 days rest, by far the shortest amount of time that he's made a start with. And we asked Dave Roberts, okay, what does that mean for tonight? And Dave said, I don't put anything past this guy. There are no limits. I'm going to sit back and watch him go.
Well, he's going to be facing a pretty aggressive lineup, I would think. And this is the games that he has played on the year. The appearances at the plate and the innings pitched on the mound, and all of those may go up next year, by the way.
Yeah, you just don't bet against him. I mean, you hear that he's going to pitch this game, and it's like, okay, it could be 3 or 4 innings, and then you're like, wait a minute, let's think about who we're dealing with here. This is a guy who has made a career, made a lifetime out of setting goals, aiming higher than anybody's ever thought to aim, and turning the impossible into the possible. What a gift it's been to watch him. It inspires a sense of awe and wonder when he goes out there and does things that you thought nobody was supposed to be able to do. Symbolic that anything is possible. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for Game 7. Tommy John surgery ended his time with the Angels in 2023. So his first year with the Dodgers, he was just a hitter. Remember, he injured his shoulder in the World Series, so he had to have surgery on that as well. And then a methodical, thought-out build-up. 1 inning, and then 2 innings, and then 3 innings to get him ready for this in the postseason. Springer stands in. Ohtani comes home and misses high with his first pitch. Pretty remarkable what George Springer's doing as well. He leaves Game 3. Looks like you're probably not going to see him again in this World Series. Some kind of side injury. comes back yesterday, 2 for 4, knocks in their lone run. Ohtani's not close with his first 2.
Well, he knew he was going to swing first pitch, so he threw a breaking ball. And I'm telling you, get out there late is not the easiest thing to do when you're starting. In your mind, you're kind of rushing, even though he looks like he's not.
3 bad misses.
You know, in the old days, if a pitcher was on third base in the first inning, that means your team had at least 4 runs. And you got about a 15-minute delay, and you get rewarded that way.
Strike 1. Ohtani started game 4 on Tuesday, pitched into the 7th inning. Gave up just 2 runs over the first 6 innings, 2 runs scored after he left in a loss. His 3-1 to Springer is a fastball scorched to left center field. A leadoff hit for George Springer. Incredible. Biting pain on every swing, finding a way, and a leadoff hit in Game 7.
Short and quick to the ball. That's what Springer has to be. He cannot afford to swing and miss. It hurts. But you know what? He says, I don't care what pain feels like. This is Game 7, and he isn't going to miss it. Well, I think we were both shocked yesterday and how well he did. And a lot of props to him for getting ready and the training staff.
3 out of 5 since coming back. Nathan Lucas takes in the dirt. Backhand by Will Smith. You got the former World Series MVP at the top in Springer fighting through his injuries. You've got Guerrero hitting third, and then kind of hidden here in the 2 spot is a 31-year-old who at the start of this season said, hey, if I don't get a real shot this year, I'm at peace calling it quits. He's gotten his chance, and here he is hitting second in Game 7 of the World Series. Nathan Lucas.
Tonight, I'm looking for something little that helps the team win big. And that could be a bunt. It could be anything. But the little things that you take for granted in a Game 7 are sometimes the one thing that you look back and go, that's the reason we were able to win. And it could be just simply contact with a man on third and less than nobody out. Or less than 2 outs.
Ohtani's 1-2. A fastball is popped back in on a play. You've said that you've pitched in several Game 7s, 1 World Series Game 7, and you said that is its whole own entity from anything else.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you get to the park, you're thinking about what it's going to be like. Nobody wants to lose. You know there's going to be a moment. You cannot be afraid to be part of that moment, good or bad.
On 1-2, Lucas takes in the dirt.
And what I mean by that is so everyone knows they don't want to have the other moment, the bad moment. So they stay away from it. They stay comfortable and don't take any. They just don't play their game. The guys who are on the mound or at the plate or in the field that are ready for the moment, the slower heartbeat usually wins out in games like this.
First World Series Game 7, the Blue Jays have played in for the Dodgers. Their 7th World Series Game 7. Springer at first with a leadoff single. Ohtani home with a 2-2 and a ground ball foul.
And part of that might be, as a pitcher, having the touch on your secondary stuff. Right now, it's been a little bit rough for Ohtani. It looks like, he hasn't connected with that secondary stuff. That's where you can get out of your body. That's where you can get out of your mechanics. That's what a Game 7 and pressure can do. But then as soon as you lock in, you approach it like a regular season game.
Tries it again and strikes him out with the splitter, which he's not used a ton. He's got a deep arsenal. That's a pitch he's not brought along.
And that's a great pitch for him.
Could be a big one against this guy right here, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., right from his first at-bat of the postseason. He homered against the New York Yankees. He has had an epic tear through this October, hitting .412, 8 home runs, including one against Ohtani earlier in this World Series.
Hit a hanging breaking ball. I think if this, don't know how many bats he's going to face Ohtani, but that split would be a good pitch against Guerrero.
More homers than strikeouts in this postseason for Guerrero. On a 1-0, he takes ball 2. 1 hit shy of the all-time postseason record. Randy Arozarena in the 2020 postseason. Ohtani's 2-0. Guerrero swings and misses at a curve.
Tremendous change of speed. This thing pops out of his hand. Look at that thing break down away from the barrel, off speed, and keep the hitter off balance.
Ohtani got misses on more than half of the swings against funky pitches in Game 4.
He's rushing just a little bit with his mechanics, and you can understand it. He gets out there and wanting to make the impression that Scherzer made in the first inning, put up a 0. But he's just getting a little too ahead of himself on some of his pitches.
Dangerous pitch right here. Guerrero chops it foul, and the count goes full. Another curveball there. That's a pitch that he's leaned on more and more. He does 7 or 8 different pitches. That's his best change of speed pitch, though. Pretty much all of them he throws hard. A curveball, though, in the 70s gives him a different look. 31-year-old from Japan. 6 seasons with the Angels. Didn't have a chance to play in the postseason there. Just a hitter last year with the Dodgers. Wins the title. And trying to make it 2 for 2 to begin his time with the Dodgers. His 3-2 to Vlad Jr. There's a fastball to get him. Springer is running. He's tagged, and that's the inning. So both teams get leadoff hits. Neither able to take advantage. Off and roll in Game 7. No score after 1. Series, no score. To the bottom of the second, where Bichette leads off for the Jays. Shohei Ohtani comes home. Bichette takes a fastball inside, 1-0. Ohtani able to pitch around the leadoff single in the first inning with a couple strikeouts. And now faces Bichette. Really impressive what he's done. Bichette had not played since the first week of September when this World Series began. He injured his knee. Fought his way back, even though he's still in a lot of pain, still diminished. And he's gotten a hit in 5 of his 6 games. On this 2-0. Takes it. 2-1. And they believe could be his last game in a Jays uniform tonight. Ball 3.
For a guy who's missed this much action at the plate, he's not jumping. He's not expanding the zone. He looks like he's been tracking baseballs all the time he was missed.
Ohtani missing all over the place. He's issued the walk. And so the leadoff man on for the second time in as many innings. The Jays last inning so confident that Vlad Jr. is not going to strike out that they put George Springer in motion, and then he's got no shot when Guerrero takes strike 3.
Yeah, it's the right call. It froze Guerrero. A rarity.
So the shot's on. Addison Barger's up. Gets a great hand from this crowd. Coming off his 4th consecutive multi-hit game. He's hitting .476 in this World Series, but doubled off second to end Game 6.
Yeah, you know he'd love to have a loud noise right here to get the crowd going crazy after the ending of last night's game. And, you know, just to give you some context, in a regular season game, that probably never happens. Everything moving so much faster. The crowd's going crazy. It's the 9th inning. You're the tying run at second. And unfortunately got too aggressive on the base paths.
On this one, Ohtani takes it inside. Place is absolutely rocking. Kike Hernandez said that he thought that it was so tense that as the pitch was delivered, there'd be a little hush that would fall over the crowd. And because of that, he was able to hear the crack of the bat, that the contact wasn't very good, and it helped him get an aggressive jump. 2-2. And it became a night of the unsung heroes for this star-studded Dodger team. Yet Hernandez making that play in left field. Miguel Rojas, who had been plugged into the lineup for the first time since the division series. Several big plays, including picking that throw from Hernandez. A guy like Justin Robleski coming out of the bullpen in a big spot. 2-2. Ball 3. Ohtani below 50% strike so far. Here's his payoff. Barger cracks one over second and down. at second. And the Blue Jays are in business in the second. Bichette, you can tell, is in pain running the bases on that bad knee.
Well, wasn't as loud a noise as he would have liked, but a noise that gets this crowd going. First and second, the first 2 innings now. Each pitcher in the first inning gave up a leadoff base runner and survived it. Now here's the moments I was talking about. First and second, nobody out with a contact guy at the plate. Although be it ground ball, could be a double play.
Alejandro Kirk. First pitch curve for a strike. This is where the Blue Jays have thrived all year. Yeah, they hit the ball out of the ballpark, but best team in baseball with runners in scoring position. Best team in baseball at productive outs. Looking to strike first in Game 7. Kirk pops it up. Foul ground right side. Freddie Freeman is there for the first out. And last night, that strength of theirs let them down. They went just 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. One away for Varsho.
Well, the tough scenario here is it's going to take almost a double to score Bichette, you would think, because of his knee. Either that or a soft line drive. You could see him running, and normally he would be able to think about going to third.
No, if it was not the World Series, he would not be on the field. Same thing with George Springer. 2 on with 1 out. Varsho takes the first one on a generous inside corner there. Strike 1. Varsho just 5 for 26 in this World Series. Ball. Spray pattern has been all over.
Yeah, again, just, you know, he's got the velocity. I knew the velocity would be there. It's the command of the pitch ability when you're out of your routine. You're not in your normal 5, 6, 7 days of rest. But he just got 2 sides of the plate that are very, very good for a pitcher and very bad for a hitter.
Varsho looking for his hit. First hit with a runner in scoring position in this World Series. On the 1-2. Takes it high. Count evens up. Blue Jays very aggressive. But in this game, very patient. Only 9 swings at the first 35 pitches. On a 2-2 from Ohtani. Varsho hits a fly ball to right field for Teoscar Hernandez. He's there, 2 out.
Well, you know this guy would love to redeem himself. First pitch off the Glasnow, run way up and in, popped it up to Freddie Freeman with that second and third, nobody out. Aggressive first pitch hitter.
They don't have the name brand star power that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has, but Ernie Clement right on his heels, racking up the hits in this postseason. 397 out of the 8th spot. 2 on, 2 out, and Clement with a half-hearted swing and a foul. Saw Tyler Glasnow down in that Dodger bullpen. Finished last night's ball game. Available tonight, as Tom Verducci told you, like all the Dodger starters are. Walk from Bichette, single from Barger. Base runners in both innings for the Blue Jays. Trying to crack through, and there's a base hit the other way. Does Bichette have enough for that bad knee? They stop him at third, and the bases are loaded. It's just station to station right now. The base is clogged by Bichette's lack of ability to run.
That's what I was talking about. It almost needed to be a double. And unfortunately, they got that big 2-out hit. Look how flat that swing was up. But he can only do what he can do. And now they're going to need another 2-out big hit. And the guy at the plate's been pretty big with runners in scoring position.
That is Andrés Giménez, who thought that he had tied the game last night. Instead, a double play to end the game. Giménez has hit just .213 in this postseason, but He's close to 500 with runners in scoring position, and the only guys on the Blue Jays that have driven in more runs than their 9-hitter Jimenez, Vlad Jr. and Alejandro Kirk. It's not often you get down to the 9th spot and you say, we like this guy. This is a guy we want up in this spot. But Jimenez heads up there with a chance to get the Jays on the board first. Much higher stress than Ohtani has dealt with really all season on the mound. Don't often say he goes, they go about the 9-hitter, but look at the numbers for Jimenez, the wins versus the losses in the playoffs. Bases loaded, 2 away. First pitch from Ohtani is down and in, ball 1 with nowhere to put him.
Secondary stuff, having a hard time commanding and getting ahead with it, forced to throw a lot of fastballs. And the Blue Jays were 3 for 5 off the fastball.
1-1. Ohtani comes home. Jimenez swings and misses at the high fastball.
Any pitcher who pitches off the windup out of this bases loaded telling you how much more comfortable they are in their windup than out of the stretch.
Here's the 1-2. Pop foul will do it again.
The only downside of that, the runners are going to get huge jumps with 2 outs and a bigger lead because of the windup.
Bichette at third, Barger at second, Clement at first. Ohtani to the plate with another 1-2. And he got him with a fastball. Ohtani gets out of the bases loaded jam, and a couple chances over the first 2 innings for the Jays fall through their fingertips. It's 18, 19, 18. The Boston Red Sox hit 185. They won that World Series because of Babe Ruth, the pitcher. Here's the 1-2 to Rojas, who got him swinging with a changeup. Second strikeout for Scherzer. He's retired 8 straight. And here's Ohtani, the lone man to reach against him.
Yeah, this is how you want to face him. And for Ohtani, unfortunately, he has come up to the plate with less men on than he would like, meaning he's always seemingly batting with nobody on base.
It typically has not hit well on the days that he pitches outside of that epic Game 4 of the championship series where he hit 3 home runs. Corks this ball to left center field. Lucas is on the line. He reaches up and makes the catch. Nathan Lucas tracks it down on the warning track. And Max Scherzer's got a 1-2-3 third. Mad Max doing it again in the postseason, doing it again, and a winner-take-all. Out to the mound. I know he made the last out there, but this is now 3+ minutes yet to throw a warm-up pitch. We saw John Schneider not happy about that, talking with Jordan Baker. We have Mark Carlson with us, who's in his 27th season as a Major League umpire, serving as our rules expert this postseason. Mark, you can understand why John Schneider's upset. Can he just have as long as he needs to get ready?
Hey, John and Joe. Actually, Shohei's obviously a unique player, that he's a two-way player. And as a pitcher, if he ends the inning at bat, on base, or on deck, he gets the discretion of the umpires to allow him to have the appropriate time to pitch.
I think he's taking advantage of it, though, Mark. I mean, obviously, this is not the National League rules. I mean, I get it. He wasn't running the bases, but is there a point where you think that he might be taking advantage of it?
This is the World Series. I mean, you don't want to, take the potential of a pitcher being injured and rushing and getting back out there. I understand that there are, time limits and stuff, but I think because it is the World Series, you take the proactive approach to let him have the opportunity to get his proper warm-ups.
Gotcha. Right, Mark, top of the order here. George leads off, fouls off the first pitch, and is in some pain in doing so. I know you're sitting there saying, man, I would have liked that amount of time.
heck yeah. I mean, it's different now, and I understand what Mark's saying, but I also understand where John Schneider is saying, come on now. He was on third base last time, so it took longer to get to the dugout. So that one you can understand. He made an out. So we'll just see. It's a unique situation.
One-of-a-kind guy. Shohei Ohtani is ahead of George Springer, 0-2. Springer singled against them the first time. He fouls this one off. Now, the Blue Jays have continued to get traffic. In fact, 8 consecutive innings they've had at least one base runner back to yesterday, but have not scored in that time. Another 0-2 pitch. Springer takes way outside.
Yeah, for as far as the start of a game, it's not what Ohtani had desired, but he's done a great job with runners on. I mean, they virtually, when you think about the traffic he's had, you would think he's in the 6th inning or not. It's only the 3rd.
Yeah, you see Justin Obrowski beginning to loosen. Springer loops a bomb to left field, and he's 2 for 2. And he's 4 for 6 since returning from injury.
Well, sometimes when you're injured, you do less, and you can do more. And what Joe Carter said when he was trying to hit the home run. But this still is amazing to me that you could be almost out of this series and then fight your way back in and get 4 hits.
This is something the Jays have done all postseason, putting the pressure on right away with the leadoff guy. Reaching all 3 innings here in Game 7. Nathan Lucas sprays around, bunts it. Ohtani's there, over to first, a low throw that Freeman digs out. Successful sacrifice, Nathan Lucas. Into scoring position goes Springer, and up comes Vlad Jr.
The little things. That's our first bunt, and we almost had a ball thrown away. Getting that first run is so huge in a Game 7 when you know there's going to be multiple pitchers. And the thing about multiple pitchers, you think everyone's going to have their best stuff when they come in, and that's not necessarily true. So take advantage of the moment.
Guerrero with a rare strikeout his first time. Vlad Jr. takes in the dirt. It gets away. Springer takes third.
I mean, again, things you don't anticipate that you take for granted. This happens a million times in a regular season. A pass ball or wild pitch gets a run over to third. Now, because Guerrero's at the plate, you cannot afford to bring the infield in. You have to, well, there you go. He's going to walk him to do exactly that because you got Bichette on that can't run, and he's going to be trying to hit a fly ball.
So first and third with 1 away. Bichette comes up. Pick your poison right here. Dave Roberts will choose Bo Bichette, and it might seem like an easy decision, but Bo Bichette was the best hitter in baseball this year with runners in scoring position. He hit .380, and even though he missed the last month of the regular season, drove in 10 more runs than anybody else on the team. Fly ball deep center. Edmonds going back. The ball is going long. 3-run home run. Bo Bichette. The Jays on the board first. In one swing, Bo Bichette makes it 3-0 and chases Shohei Ohtani from Game 7.
Breaking ball, and he was all over it.
Bichette's first home run of the World Series comes in Game 7, and the Jays are on the board first.
Just inside, and the bases are loaded for Teoscar Hernandez. decisions that a manager has to make in a game of this magnitude. John Schneider will stay with Max Scherzer to face Teoscar. He got him on a weak fly ball to right in the second.
That's in.
Again, Blue Jay fans know Hernandez well. You make good pitches, you'll get him. But you make mistakes, and he can really get you.
Yeah, he hit a home run off Scherzer on a hanging slider in Los Angeles. Stayed on the inner half of the plate, and it was about built high.
Line drive, center field, and a diving catch by Dalton Varsho. The Dodgers will get a run out of it as Smith comes in, but a spectacular diving catch in center by Varsho.
I think that ball was hit so hard it was knuckling, and that's why Dalton had a little bit of a hesitation. The ball was knuckling all the way out to center field, and he had to dive to make the catch. Hit right on the barrel, right to the center fielder, but there was a little hesitation in his initial break, but he clearly catches that ball. Another terrific play by Varsho.
So
what a great center fielder he has become.
Gold Glover last year, injured to the point this year where he couldn't really have a say in that, but what a spectacular catch. First and second, 2 down for Tommy Edman.
That's in.
That's in, says Jordan Baker. Ball 1. Second, Muncy at first. That's out, and it's 2-0. And Scherzer, who had razor-sharp command in the first 3 innings, not quite to the same level here in the 4th. Then it was Vladdy. Yes, a foul ball, but a great catch for the 3rd out to make sure Edman couldn't do any damage.
This has been a trademark of this ball club all year long. Outstanding defense, and Vladdy picks up Max Scherzer with a diving catch into foul ground. Bichette, that 3-run home run.
This is the first World Series Game 7 since 2019 between Washington and Houston. Max Scherzer started that game for the Nationals. George Springer was on the Astros.
Yeah, George went 0 for 4 in that game. Springer ended up with a no decision, but the Nationals won.
And again, they'll decide if they want to challenge this as John Schneider looks back. DeMarlo Hale is on the phone.
There was an extra sound right there, but they're not going to challenge it, and Jimenez just jumped back from that inside heater.
2-2. And definitely hit him. What is going on? Jimenez not happy, and now here come both dugouts. The dugouts are clearing in Game 7 of a World Series.
John Schneider is getting into it with Will Smith. The Dodgers have pitched inside throughout this series. Remember, they hit George Springer, they hit Alejandro Kirk, and now they have hit Andres Jimenez.
And Jimenez does not get angry very often, but he clearly was. And still feeling the effects of that pitch. The bullpens have come in.
Jeff Hoffman is really getting on Robleski right now, and it's getting pretty heated out there at shortstop. Now Pete Walker's got him, moving him away from the pile.
I mean, this is rarely the kind of thing you see in the playoffs, much less Game 7 of a World Series.
There's a lot of yakking going on out there on the infield dirt. That That's Kirby Yates, and he's not even active. He's not on the active roster, and that could cost him some money.
Jimenez appears to be okay. He's at first. And now the umpires are trying to tell everybody, get off the field. Get back to the bullpens. Get back to the dugouts.
John Snyder's going to walk over to check on Jimenez at first base. DeMarlo Hale was over there with Andres. And now John Snyder's going to check to make sure he's okay. Robleski was very aggressive coming off the mound. After Jimenez looked down and said, hey, what's up with that? He threw his arms out to the side and said, what's going on? 3 pitches inside to him. And watch the reaction. This is a 4-seam fastball inside to Jimenez, and this one hits him on the back of the right hand. He goes, what's up with that? Throw it over the plate. Robleski comes off the mound. Jordan Baker says, get back out to the mound. But everybody comes off the bench.
And some choice words that if you can read lips, you can see it. And the Blue Jays not taking long to go out there and get in the middle of it. Same for the Dodgers. The umpires have huddled, and now they have dispersed. And Mark Wegner, the crew chief, just spoke with John Schneider, and now he is going to do the same.
Probably put a warning in now, and I don't like that at all.
No,
it's a Game 7. Let the players decide what's going on. Don't put the warning in there.
And they have put warnings in.
Yep.
They have put warnings in.
I don't agree with that at all. Let the spirit of baseball take care of this game. Don't let the umpires influence it. Warnings have been put in for both teams.
I don't know that I've ever seen this in a Game 7 before. And important to mention, if somebody else gets hit, it's not an automatic ejection. The umpires can still judge intent. But if they deem it to be intentional, then they will eject the pitcher. But it's not necessarily an automatic ejection just because warnings are in.
And you know what? I don't think Robleski was trying to hit Andres. He was trying to crowd him. But at the same time, I don't agree with the umpires at all, because the players need to decide the outcome of a Game 7. Now somebody gets hit accidentally, and then they determine that he was thrown at him. You're going to eject the manager and the pitcher.
Then the umpires have to judge intent, and that's a good point by you. The manager, if the pitcher goes, the manager goes as well.
I've been there.
And you can hear the crowd, and that's a breaking ball. That was a slider from Robleski, but now the crowd is really on edge, too. The whole vibe has changed here in the ballpark. Springer hits it off of Robleski, and it's going to be a base hit as it bounces back towards Smith, and George Springer is 3 for 3.
Unbelievable. You don't think that fired up this crowd. Robleski gets a comeback off his leg, and Springer is 3 for 3. George is swinging it great. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it. I mean, that was a seed right off Robleski's left leg. Now the trainer is out, and the manager, Roberts, is right behind him. Remember, they've got Glasnow ready if they choose to make a pitching change here.
And they got Guerrero on deck. Lucas is the hitter now, so they would like to leave Robleski in and have a lefty-lefty matchup, but is he physically able to do so?
He'll throw.
And a swing and a miss. Lucas down on strikes for out number 2. Here comes Dave Roberts, and not surprisingly, he wants the big right-hander, Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow, one of his starting pitchers, the guy who finished off Game 6 last night. He wants Glasnow to face Guerrero here with a couple of men on in Game 7.
Double play to left field. But now he's got his hands full. First and second, 1 out or 2 outs, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr. at the plate.
Guerrero has struck out and walked. He went 0 for 2 with a walk against Glasnow in Game 3.
Glasnow's got a great curveball, a slider, and a very good fastball. And and Vladdy's faced him a lot.
6 for 19 with a homer. In there, 1-1.
Vladdy in the batter's box right now. Looks like it's the middle of June. He is so at ease and so comfortable.
Smith asked for the appeal, didn't go, and it's 2-1 now on Guerrero. Louis Varland up in the bullpen. Mason Fluharty hasn't been throwing, but you can see Fluharty's alongside. Not close, 3-1. And if Glasnow loses Guerrero, that would load the bases for Bichette. Electrified this crowd already once tonight. A fly ball to center field right at Edman, and that will end the inning. The Blue Jays strand a couple, and at the end of 4 eventful innings here in Game 7, they lead 3-1.
Championship. He's got 2 under his belt, one with the Nationals, one with the Rangers. He wants that 3rd one.
Try to change up, missed in, and it's 2-2 as now Fluharty has started throwing alongside Varland. The appeal, and he went. Out number 1.
Adrian Johnson, the umpire at first base, rings up Hernandez, and Kike didn't think he went. But Scherzer throws another great curveball, and he is out in front. And he said, no, no, no. And you can see his displeasure with the call, but it was a good call. It was a curveball, and he committed.
1 down, and now the number 9 hitter, Miguel Rojas, who struck out in the 3rd. And strike 1 to him.
Scherzer's unbelievable. He's using all of his pitches once again very effectively, and that curveball has been a big weapon.
Line drive, left field, base hit. Lucas will cut it off to hold Rojas to a single, but now some decisions have to be made. Ohtani is coming up. First base is occupied. The bullpen is busy. What is John Schneider going to do?
I think he's going to make a change. He's checking with Pete Walker to see who's ready down in that pen. Fluharty, Varland, they're both throwing, and he looks like he's going to make a move here. And he's calling for the right-hander. He wants velocity against Ohtani.
Max Scherzer will lead after 4 1/3. What an outing for him here in Game 7, and what an ovation forthcoming. Here in Game 7 of the World Series.
That's how you walk off the field, acknowledging the fans.
And what a matchup this is. Louis Varland and Shohei Ohtani. That's fouled off the foot of Ohtani as Varland went after him with a first pitch changeup, and it's 0-1. First base is occupied. They will pitch to him here, and John Schneider had the choice of really Scherzer, Fluharty, or Varland. Ohtani has seen Fluharty a lot, 3 times in this series, 5 times this season, and he has doubled off from each of his last 2 times, so the choice is Varland.
Including last night.
Just look at the movement on that knuckle curveball, and it's 0-2.
It's a hard breaking ball, 88 miles an hour, and it starts out over the heart of the plate and breaks down and in dramatically. What a performance by Max Scherzer.
0-2 pitch. Ground ball through the right side, a base hit. To second goes Rojas.
Came right back with a knuckle curveball, and this one is down, but it's not inside, and Ohtani's able to get to it, and hits it past Vladdy into right.
So first and second with one out for Will Smith. 1 for 2, doubled off the left center field wall his last time up. Gets the call on the outside edge, 0-1.
Will Smith is a big part of this ball club. Dave Roberts compared him to the great Buster Posey, the Giants catcher, for so many years. Roberts really admires the way Will Smith handles himself.
Ball 1.
At the plate, behind the plate, very, very quiet leader. Doesn't say much, but when he speaks, everybody pays attention.
Dodgers trailing but threatening here in the 5th. And a fly ball to left center. This is playable for Varsho. And he'll make the catch for out number 2. But now another tough hitter to get to try to get out of this as Varland will face Freddie Freeman.
With this appearance, Louis Varland has now made 15 appearances in the postseason. That's a new record. He was tied with Paul Ossenmacher and former Blue Jay Brandon Morrow, who established that record with the Dodgers.
15 appearances in 18 games for Louis Varland. And so often has been the first man out of the bullpen for John Schneider.
I still can't forget about Varland giving up the 3-run home run to Aaron Judge in New York and then telling the manager, I want the ball tomorrow, and he came back as the opener. He's a special young man. That's a special old man.
0-1 the count on Freeman. A ball and a strike. Interesting, Louis hasn't thrown a fastball yet. That was a changeup that was nearly 96 miles an hour. He is amped up. There's a fastball, and it's another fly ball to Varsho. And it's an outstanding job by Louis Varland. Through 4.5 in Game 7, it's the Blue Jays 3 and the Dodgers 1. Takes it in, it's a ball and a strike. And the Dodger bullpen is busy again. Left-hander Jack Dreyer's gotten up. The 1-1. Fastball pulled to second. Righted Rojas, and that'll end the inning. Through 5 here in Game 7, it remains the Blue Jays 3 and the Dodgers 1. Out of the bullpen the last couple of rounds. 3-2. But he walked him. He could not get Mookie Betts to go after those breaking balls.
And they were just too far off the plate to start with. Betts identified it early. They're going to be wide of the mark. Just the second walk issued by the Blue Jays so far. Sir Anthony is up. Sir Anthony Domínguez was up earlier in the game. He's up for a second time now.
gets the lead. Muncy, the batter, a strikeout and a walk tonight. Shot foul, 0-1. But remember, just about everybody is available tonight, and that figures to include Shane Bieber and Yesavage if needed.
Yeah, I spoke to both of them about this opportunity, and I said, whatever it takes to get it done, that's what we're up for.
It's a base hit for Muncy, and here come the Dodgers again.
There you go. There you go.
Muncy stays on that two-seam fastball and just puts it into play to left field. And not a bad pitch, Bassett, through that two-seamer, and Muncy was able to put it in play. So now Kirk's going to go to the mound, and that's a two-full visit. Just to talk a little bit about Teoscar and also give Domínguez a little more time to get loose in the pen.
It's the third inning in a row, Buck, in which the Dodgers have had 2 hits. They scored 1 run in the 4th, maybe would have had more, but for great defensive plays by Dalton Varsho and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and had 2 on with 1 out in the 5th, but then Louis Varland got a couple of fly ball outs. But the Dodgers are definitely pushing and threatening almost every inning right now.
And obviously, Teoscar Hernandez has big-time power. They had a sac fly responsible for the Dodger run that came back in that 4th inning.
Teoscar Hernandez 3 for 9 in his career against Chris Bassett. And strike 1.
Boy, that's a big pitch to get ahead of Teoscar with a two-seam fastball.
Ball low, a ball and a strike.
Teoscar's well aware the Blue Jays are going to throw him a lot of breaking balls, so Bassett's done a good job of mixing it up. He's thrown him 2 sinkers in the first 2 pitches of this at-bat.
And called high. Ball 2.
3 straight two-seam fastballs. So here's where that borderline pitch doesn't go in Bassett's favor.
Now 2-2, up to 94 on that two-seamer.
Interesting. He continues to throw him nothing but heaters. As he's throwing that big, slow curveball now, he's certainly got the fastball in his mind. Teoscar just asked for time.
Everybody standing at Rogers Center. And tension everywhere here in the ballpark in Game 7. The 2-2. Back to the mound. Bassett to second 1, and that's all they will get. It'll be a fielder's choice, first and third, 1 out.
Well, the ball wasn't hit that sharply, and Bassett had to wait on it, but he did a good job of making a good throw to Bichette at second. So they get the force out at second. Mookie Betts moves over to third, but you can see how Bassett has to wait on that high chopper, and all they can get is that lead runner at second. Betts is over at third now with Hernandez at first.
And the batter is Tommy Edman, 0 for 2. Yesavage has now joined Domínguez. And Buck, I think you and I both know what that means.
Yep.
He's turning.
Absolutely. Getting loose.
Do they want that splitter of Yesavage, which is so devastating against left-handed batters?
He struck out Ohtani in the 3rd inning of his start in Game 5. Got him to tap back to the mound. A very soft comebacker.
The 1-1. Fly ball to center. Knocked on the sac fly to make it a one-run game.
Edmund hit it deep enough to center field. Barsha, of course, coming back off that off-season surgery, doesn't have his full arm strength yet. So he's going to concede the sac fly to center field, and now it's a 3-2 ball game. Things are getting kind of interesting.
It was 3-0 after the Bichette homer, but the Dodgers will run in the fourth, another here in the sixth. Here's Kike Hernandez. And there's a slow curve for strike one. That's in there at the knees, 0-2. Hernandez up to second on the base hit by Kike Hernandez.
Well, just a good swing by Kike Hernandez as that pitch was away from him. He stayed on it and slapped it into right field. Pete Walker checking on the status of Yesavage, I'm sure. He's probably thrown 12 to 15 pitches already. It shouldn't take him an awful long time to get ready. Obviously a different routine than he's used to.
Bassett will stay to face the number 9 hitter in Miguel Rojas. Ohtani now on deck. That curve stays high. It's 1-1. Rojas 1 for 2. Had a base hit his last time up. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs on 8 hits for the Blue Jays. Good curveball there, 1-2. And he missed in, went right back to the curveball, 2-2.
Rojas was trying to hang in there just in case that ball was inside. He'd take it off the elbow to get on base.
That's sent foul beyond the reach of Guerrero, still 2-2.
This is exactly what we were hoping for in Game 7. A little bit of everything, including a bench-clearing situation earlier in the game.
Didn't see that one coming.
Nope.
You don't expect that sort of thing in a Game 7. Again, the 2-2. And it's high. It's full. And with 2 outs, the runners will be moving. And that's what Kirk is telling the infield.
And Ohtani is on deck. Teoscar at the second, Kike at first, and Rojas at the plate.
Dribbled up the first baseline. Bassett has it and will put the tag on Rojas to retire the side. The Dodgers get 1, but that's it. And it's on to the bottom of the 6th. The Blue Jays still lead. Three and 1.
Now, one thing you don't want him to do is hit into a double play with Springer on deck. So you'll ask him to bunt again.
Strike 2, and Clement just kind of waltzed into second.
That's awesome. He just sensed that Glasnow was more concerned about throwing a strike than he was about keeping an eye on the runner. And he gets a running lead over at first. No chance for Will Smith to make a throw.
And a line drive right center. And it's going to go to the wall. Clement is around third and on his way in. And it's 4-2.
Menace again with the mindset of moving the base runner from second to third, drives him in with an RBI double. He did that twice in the Mariners series, in the championship series. That's his 12th RBI of the postseason. He's gotten big hit after big hit, and this is a huge hit to get a run back. Clement stole second, going to score easily on this ball to the wall.
A joyful slide and home plate for Ernie Clement, having the absolute time of his life and one of the biggest reasons why the Blue Jays are still playing baseball tonight. It is 4-2. Jimenez is at second. There's still nobody out. Outside for ball one. Guerrero was the first batter Glasnow faced when he came into the game, and glad he hit a fly ball to center. Bouncer to the left side. Muncy has it and throws Guerrero out to end the inning. But the Blue Jays get a run. It is 4-2 going to the top of the seventh. Shohei Ohtani will lead it off, and Yesavage is coming in.
He's seen 24 pitches, 8 fastballs, 8 sliders, 8 splits. Getting that first out of each inning, and especially this inning, is absolutely massive. I expect the big fella to get out there and try and use the split. Maybe rush him late with fastballs. If he can get the first out and settle into this inning, he can hopefully run through the rest of this inning, keep the momentum in the Blue Jays dugout.
Ohtani, Dan, 0 for 3 against Yesavage in Game 5. Blue Jays fans hoping for more of the same once again. Guys.
Hazel, thank you. And 0 for 2 against him in Game 1, so 0 for 5. There's his family looking on. They've had as wild a ride as he has had from a first-round pick last year, starting this year in A-ball, climbing through every stage, every team in the organization to get to the majors, and now one of the most important pitchers on the staff. Inside, ball one.
He made 3 relief appearances in his rise through the minors, 1 at AA and 2 at AAA. So he's come out of the pen before this season.
Try to split again, missed down and away, and it's 2-0. And they're giving him the top of the order, the most dangerous hitters the Dodgers have, and Ohtani, Smith, Freeman. 3-0.
This tells you just how much confidence Pete Walker and John Schneider have in Yesavage.
In there with a slider at the top of the zone, 3-1. And Ohtani is aboard. So the tying run will come to the plate, and it'll be Will Smith. 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, he started Game 1 against the Dodgers and didn't have a split finger pitch. He only threw 10 splits in that game and was out of the game after 4 innings. But he kept the Dodgers in check to the tune of just 2 runs over those 4 innings.
first. Guerrero to get the lead runner back to first. They turn two. What a decision by Guerrero, and what great execution by the infield.
Vladdy Guerrero knew who hit the ball. Instead of stepping on the bag at first base, he knew he had time to go to second base, get the lead runner, and get back to the bag. He's close enough to step on the bag, but he knows it's Freddie Freeman running up the line, and look at the excitement on the infield for the Blue Jays. Another inning-ending double play for Yesavage.
And an outstanding defensive night for Guerrero and the rest of the Blue Jays. Again, the thought process was as important as anything. 3-6-3, side retired. Madison Barger, a guy who didn't even start the season with the Blue Jays. Had a great spring, didn't make the team though, came up a few weeks later. And how important has he been? Varsho strikes out and the inning is over. End of 7 in Game 7 with the Blue Jays leading 4-2. And time now to check in with Jamie, Joe, and Madison in the Home Hardware studio. Yamamoto still got the hoodie on, but starting to play catch out there. Ground ball to short to Jimenez. Throws it out, one down. So you got Jeff Hoffman in the pen, Yesavage on the mound, John Schneider watching batter to batter to see how far he can take Yesavage. If things go well, obviously he'd love him to finish this inning if he feels the matchups are in Yesavage's favor. High strike one.
John Schneider made two very interesting statements before the game. He said, I want to stay out of their way tonight, and I want to make my decisions in real time. React to what you see from your players.
And he did that with Max Scherzer because Scherzer was so good and so efficient early. He probably got further than most people thought he was going to get, given that it's a Game 7. High drive to deep right. Barger back, looks up, and it's gone. A long home run for Max Muncy. And the Dodgers are back within a run. It is 4-3 now with one out here in the 8th inning.
Muncy with 19 home runs in the regular season gets that high splitter, and you can see Yesavage knows it's not going to come back. He didn't get on top of it and didn't get that downward.
The other team. And emblematic of that is, Louis Varland getting out. Andres Jimenez the big hit. Ernie Clement having a big say in this. Yesavage getting big outs. Truly a team effort. This is well hit to deep left center. And it's going to be up against the wall on a bounce, and Clement has his 3rd hit of the ballgame.
And he set a new postseason record with 30 hits.
Ernie Clement is the major league record holder for most hits in a single postseason.
What a season he has had. And what a postseason he's put together. One of the best fastball hitters in the game. He jumps on that high hitter from Emmett Sheehan and rips it off the wall in deep left center.
Just Ernie being Ernie. Remarkable in a way, but in other ways, not really, given the kind of contributor that he has been. Sheehan is out. And Snell is coming in. It's Blake Snell.
Yeah, Blake Snell has made 2 starts in this World Series. And he is now making his relief appearance. Over those 2 starts, the Blue Jays have touched him up for 10 earned runs in 11 2/3 innings. Mind you, his first 3 postseason starts this year, he gave up 2 runs in 21 innings. So the Blue Jays really jumped on him, man. He had a 5-run first start. He gave up 5 runs on 8 hits in game 1, and then 5 runs on 6 hits in his second outing. Blake Snell wants some repair on the mound, and they're going to have to come out and fill up that landing spot. The grounds crew is going to have to do some cleanup work here. Blake Snell came out and fired a couple of pitches, and you know what? He doesn't pitch late in the game very often. There's been a lot of relief pitchers work on this mound, so they're going to put a little clay in that landing spot.
Dodgers trying to repeat as World Series champions. The last time a team did that was 1998 through 2000 when the Yankees won 3 in a row. Nobody has done it since. Davis Schneider has a batting helmet on. Nathan Lucas 3 spots away. Snell's got to face 3 hitters. Lucas a left-handed batter. Davis Schneider may get in on this.
How about George Springer getting 3 hits tonight? Ernie Clement with 3 more hits tonight, including a double. George Springer's been phenomenal. I didn't think we'd see him the rest of this series. He had 2 hits in the game last night and an RBI. He's got 3 hits and a run scored tonight in this game.
Schneider to end the inning. So they cannot add an insurance run here in the bottom of the 8th. Game 7 is going to the top. 1 out in the 9th inning, a 1-run game. And the 2-2. And play again. Hernandez, a lot of big moments in this ballpark as a Blue Jay looking on now from the other side. The 2-2 again. Ball. Just missed, and it's ball 3.
It's okay to look.
Not for everybody, but equal parts exhilarating and stressful right now. 3-2. And a ball hit to deep left field, and it's gone. Rojas has hit it out and has tied the game here in the 9th inning. To say the crowd here is stunned would be an understatement. Jeff Hoffman went back to the slider but got too much of the plate, and Miguel Rojas has tied it with the Dodgers down to their final 2 outs.
Had 7 home runs in the regular season. You can see that ball just spun on the inner half of the plate.
And now Ohtani. A towering fly ball to left. Straw circling underneath it and makes the catch. 2 down.
Jeff Hoffman had trouble giving up home runs in the regular season. He surrendered 15 of them, and this one was a slider that just stayed on the inner half. Miguel Rojas, who sparked the team last night when he got the start, comes up with a huge hit for LA here in the top of the 9th. That's how he feels about that ball. He didn't even want to take it.
3-0.
He sure will. He's been doing this all season long. He'd love to come up with a dramatic hit, but he's not going to chase a borderline pitch.
High drive to center. It's deep, but it will be caught just shy doesn't get it. Barger walks, and the winning runs at second base.
Addison Barger's been on base 3 times tonight. What a terrific at-bat that was. Taking tough pitches off of Blake Snell.
Now Kirk, who is 6 for 10 in his career against Snell, and that's why Dave Roberts is making the move. Snell is out of the game, and Dave Roberts is going to Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Incredible. It shows you what Game 7s mean to these teams.
Got the last 4 outs to lock it down and win a World Series. Yamamoto trying to get this game to extra innings.
96 pitches last night in 6 innings. You can see he's pitched allowed 34 2/3. He's allowed 22 hits. He faced Alejandro Kirk first in game 2. Kirky hit a line drive to the first baseman, and then he had a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. He drove in the only run that Yamamoto surrendered in that 5-1 Dodger win. And then last night, Alejandro faced Yamamoto twice, and he popped out and struck out. Struck out on a splitter in the 5th inning.
So the winning runs at second, and now you got to think, if you're Carlos Fabulous, who may become the most important man in the ballpark here, you got to think about the arms in the outfield for the Dodgers.
Dave Roberts told us his evaluation, Kike Hernandez has a 60 arm on a scale of 80. Center fielder Tommy Edmonds only 45, and Teoscar 55 in right.
IKF at second, potentially the winning run. The pitch to Kirk, in there for a strike, 0-1.
Obviously, you got to get a big secondary lead here, but at the same time, you can't get doubled off on a line drive. That's happened to the Blue Jays a couple of times. Hit him.
It hit him, and the bases are loaded. Will the Dodgers challenge this? It looks like they're going to.
You've got to. Yeah. Just take a chance and hit the bat first.
The fielder's twice hit Los Angeles challenge.
Kirk flexing that right hand. Oh, yeah, clearly hit him on the wrist. Right?
Right wrist. On the right wrist, right forearm.
Right there.
Right there. Yeah. Obviously hit him. He got hit on the left hand last night.
I have to review the call of the firm. The batter was hit by the pitch. Los Angeles has 1 challenge game.
So now the bases are loaded. The winning run is 90 feet away. The batter is Dalton Varsho. The infield is in. The outfielders have come in.
Interesting meeting now going on. I mean, what can you tell them? Hey, the bases are loaded.
So talk to me about Dalton Varsho. Obviously a productive hitter, a guy with a ton of extra base hit power, but a guy with a lot of swing and miss in his game. What does he need to do in this situation?
He needs to make sure that if he offers it a fastball and it's down, especially until he gets 2 strikes, he has to lay off that high fastball, get something he can drive. They've made a defensive change here as Tommy Edman. We mentioned he's got a bad arm. He's not throwing it like an outfielder. Andre Pages comes in. He's got the best outfield arm on the Dodgers.
Yeah, they put him in just in case there's a fly ball to him to give them a better chance to throw out Kiner Falefa at the plate.
Interesting. Dave Roberts talked about this specifically in this situation. If I had a sacrifice fly situation on defense, I would hope to have Pages in the game, and he's put him in center field.
No stone unturned in a Game 7. Look how shallow the outfielders are. Pages may back up a little bit from where he is right now, and there he goes. But they know the speed of IKF. They know their arms. And now Dalton Varsho steps in with a chance to win the World Series.
great split finger pitch. He'll get a lot of ground balls, and the infield is right at the edge of the turf here.
1-1 the count, and the pitch. On the outside corner, 1-2. Vladdy not the only one praying in this ballpark right now. Yamamoto the center. And the pitch. It's grounded to second. Rojas coming home in time. And they force Kiner-Falefa at the plate.
What a play by Rojas. He staggered once he caught the ball and was able to maintain his balance, but made a throw to the plate. The Blue Jays are going to challenge the call at home plate, but what a play by Rojas. That ball knocked him to his heels.
The call on the field is out. Toronto is challenging.
Rojas gets the hard hit ball, and then watch how he staggers when he catches it, but he's able to right himself, throws to home plate in time to
His
get
foot.
Kiner-Falefa.
Well, look at Smith's foot. Smith's foot may not have been on the plate.
That's interesting because the ball got there.
The ball definitely beat him, but was Smith's foot in the air?
It came off home plate.
Is there a chance the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series on a challenge being overturned?
You got to see that foot. Does it get off home plate? Right there. It's in the air. Before he catches it.
The call is confirmed. Joe is still down. Wow. I didn't think that was as clear cut. I thought there was a chance his foot was up in the air when he caught it.
Sure.
They made quick work of that in New York. So it's out number 2. And now Ernie Clement is the batter. High fly ball to left field. He's hit it well. It's caught. Pages caught it. Crashing into Kike Hernandez to save the Dodgers and force this game to extra innings. An unbelievable play by Pages, denying the Blue Jays the World Series championship here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
I couldn't believe the outfielders were so shallow. They had stayed shallow in that situation, and watch how far they have to run. Kike Hernandez has a long run to get back to the warning track, and he's bailed out by Andy Pages, who just came in the middle of the inning as a defensive replacement. He is without question, but look how shallow they were. That's unbelievable. They were that shallow in that situation with Ernie Clement at the plate. But Pages takes command and reaches over the top of Kike Hernandez to record the final out of the bottom of the 9th.
So the Blue Jays had the bases loaded, 1 out, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. among those in disbelief that that ball was caught. And this game is not over yet. This World Series is going to extra innings in Game 7. 1-1 the count.
Pages had a fine regular season. He was second on the team with 27 home runs. But he has hit his way onto the bench in this postseason. Just 4 hits.
Betts the lead runner at third. And the 1-1.
Ball.
Just low, ball 2. And John Schneider really not a fan of that call. Short. Jimenez coming home. They get the lead runner. 2 down.
Boy, they hit it to the right guy. That's for sure. Andres Jimenez with a great inner clock. Took his time and made a very strong, accurate throw to the plate to force out Betts at home. how he takes his time, writes himself, and makes a good, strong throw to Alejandro Kirk.
So 2 down. Now Muncie's at third. Teoscar Hernandez at second. Pages at first. And the batter is Kike Hernandez. Outside, ball 1. What a ball game. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Yamamoto going through his between innings routine. He somehow got out of it in the 9th, and he's the guy coming back out in the 10th. Tapper to the right side. Guerrero the flip. Out at first. As Domínguez found the bag with his feet just in the nick of time.
Another good play by
Game 7 of the World Series. There's no bigger game than this. These don't come around very often. It's only the 6th time ever that a Game 7 of the World Series has gone into extra innings. This is one of the most compelling baseball games that's ever been played.
No question. And there's been so many good moments, and you see now Shane Bieber, the starter in Game 3, will come out and loosen up. Actually, he was a starter in Game 4. He went and pitched 5 1/3. A terrific job. Picked up the win. 1 run on 4 hits in 5 1/3, and he's getting loose now in the Blue Jays bullpen.
Andres Gimenez will lead it off against Yamamoto. He'll be followed by George Springer and then Miles Straw. Remember, the Blue Jays made
all 4 starters for the Dodgers have pitched in this game.
Bounce to second, and Jimenez retired, 1 down. Let's go down to Hazel. 3-2 again. And he got him. Got Springer to chase one down and away for out number 2. So now Straw lifts a fly ball to right, but Teoscar Hernandez is right there and makes the catch. And the Blue Jays are retired, and it's on to the 11th. A bouncer weakly hit to third, charging Clement.
Another good defensive play. Ernie, knowing who the runner was, didn't try to barehand it. Knew he had time to use his glove. And then look how deep he is at third base. He was guarding the line. He backhands it and fires it. Hurry to get Rojas easily.
And now Ohtani, who went 0 for 2 with a walk against Bieber in Game 4. Both outs were strikeouts. Broken back. 1 hopper to second. Kiner Falefa to first. And very quickly 2 down. Boy, in a situation like this, you like a guy like Bieber who is very calm and cool at all times.
Yes, he is. And this is his 5th start in the postseason. He's got 2 wins and no losses. Yeah, he doesn't get rattled.
2 down. Here's Will Smith. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
This guy's dangerous. He has had some big hits for the Dodgers in this series.
Curveball taken low, 2-0. Yamamoto looks like he will continue. High fly to left. He's hit it a long way. And it's gone. Will Smith has homered, and the Dodgers have the lead. He got a breaking ball. Again, they got too much of the plate. Not where Bieber is looking to put it. And Smith deposits it over the left field wall. Grounded to short. Jimenez has it. And the Dodgers are retired, but Will Smith has hit a home run to give them a 5-4 lead going to the bottom of the 11th as the Blue Jays come up. A run, 1 to tie, 2 to win after the Will Smith home run in the top half of the inning. It is 5-4 Dodgers. Yoshi Yamamoto is back on the mound again. He was the Game 6 starter last night. He's trying to close it down now. Hae-Sung Kim, who had yet to appear in the series, is now at second base. Justin Dean, a plus outfielder, is in center. Andy Pages has moved to right. Teoscar Hernandez is out of the game.
Yeah, this is the third appearance for Dean defensively. He's yet to have a postseason plate appearance. And Yamamoto, he's already picked up 2 wins in this World Series, and he is the pitcher of record for the Dodgers right now. But the Blue Jays aren't done. They got their big bat coming up right now.
Guerrero leading it off.
Ball.
Takes it off the corner for ball 1. Vladdy will be followed by Isaiah Kiner-Falefa and then Addison Barger. The 1-0. 2-0. Yamamoto doesn't feel at full strength, having thrown 96 pitches last night, but boy, has he gotten big outs. 2-1. All season long, when they have needed to find a way, they have found a way. Can they do it again? 2-2.
Four-seam fastball, his velocity is down a bit, as you would expect, given the fact he threw 6 innings. Clayton Kershaw is up with Ryoki Sasaki.
Ball.
Inside, it's full on Guerrero.
Kershaw has recorded 1 out in this World Series.
And Sasaki threw 33 pitches last night and was not all that effective. Full count on Guerrero. And it's lined down the left field line. It is a fair ball. And Guerrero will start off the inning with a double.
Guerrero, his first hit of the night is a lead-off double here in the 11th with the Blue Jays down by a run. He was born ready. Gets that inside pitch and fights it off and keeps it fair down the left field line. He says, come on, boys, let's go.
So the tying runs at second, and Kiner-Falefa is up in a bunting situation. They're in on the corners.
Absolutely perfect bunt. Only thing they had is a play at first base. Terrific execution by IKF.
So Guerrero comes to third with 1 out, and Addison Barger steps to the plate, and now pitching coach Mark Pryor is headed to the mound.
This is really interesting. Barger's had a terrific postseason run. He's got a right-hander on the mound in Yamamoto. And the tying run is just 90 feet away.
And he's got Clayton Kershaw up in the bullpen, but not going to Kershaw here to face Barger.
Barger 1 for 5 against Yamamoto.
So how do you game plan for a guy with 7 pitches when what you want to do is just get a ball in the air?
You look for the ball out over the plate. You target center field, stay on the ball. Don't try to pull the ball. Don't try to do too much. Just take what he gives you, and they're going to play the infield in. Obviously, the tying run just 90 feet away. You got to play the infield in.
Yamamoto and Barger. outside, says home plate umpire Jordan Baker. Ball one, and you saw a deep exhale there from Barger after that pitch. How do you keep that heart rate low? How do you keep those nerves calm? 2-0.
Very good take. He's done a great job of keeping his heart rate under control. He's got 2 hits tonight. Been on base 3 times.
They keep pitching him away. He's got the ability to hit the ball with authority to the opposite field.
Ball.
3-0.
Alejandro Kirk is on deck. You got to give him a green light in this situation. The sac fly will more than likely tie up the game.
Ball 4. So the winning run is on base. Guerrero's at third, Barger's at first, and here comes Kirk, who has meant so much to this team this year, has had so many big hits, but again, a guy who cannot hit the ball on the ground in this situation, or it is an almost guaranteed double play. Got to get the ball in the air.
Alejandro Kirk has had 3 walk-off hits this year. He's gotten big hits all season long. Hit it to the outfield. Got to have something up in the zone.
Runners on the corners, 1 out. And it's fouled off 0-1.
Yamamoto is so good at getting the ball to the catcher very quickly, it's hard to run against him.
A slow curve is in there, and Yamamoto's out in front 0-2.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a big hole on the right side for Alejandro Kirk. This on Kim is shaded up the middle.
All the strikes on Kirk. And the pitch. And a broken bat, grounder to short. And the Dodgers turn it and win it. The Dodgers have won the World Series. They have beaten the Blue Jays 5-4 here in 11 innings. They have repeated as World Series champions. And an incredible year for the Blue Jays ends with heartbreak as they come as close as you can come to winning a World Series. But the Dodgers are the team that find a way.
And how about Yamamoto? 3 wins in the 7-game series. He was nearly perfect. The Blue Jays mounted a rally in the 11th inning. Brady got a leadoff double. Moved
in on the Clement fly ball. They came so close. And again, they had a remarkable season, a memorable season, and a season that should be celebrated. But in this moment, obviously, it's nothing but heartbreak for the Blue Jays.
They won't be thinking about
that one last run to win it.
Yeah, a lot of heartbroken fans for sure, but nobody hurts as much as hits in a postseason. And those pictures tell you all they need to
name is what the players are feeling.
Absolutely, they're stunned. And how about the Dodgers getting 3 late inning home runs? The difference in this ball game, man, is absolutely heartbreaking for this organization.
Let's go down to the field. Arden Zwelling is with Teoscar Hernandez.
Well, thanks so much, Dan. Teoscar, congratulations. Yeah, he threw 6 innings, 96 pitches, 24 hours ago. Just what kind of an effort did he show here today?
I mean, we're here celebrating the second one in a row.
I finally have to ask you know a lot of guys on the other side. Just what kind of a fight did this?
They had many opportunities. The Blue Jays in the final analysis would strand 14 bases.
Ball game with the solo shot, but when I'm looking down at my scorebook and looking at what the differences are initially that jump out to me, of course you're talking about the home runs, but the fact that the Dodgers scored in 5 different innings tonight and the Blue Jays just scored in 2 different innings. So going back to those opportunities, but hats off to the Dodgers for a great season. And
And it's now my pleasure to give the Commissioner's Trophy to Mark Walter and the 2025 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Mark, how's your heart? MVP trophy presented by Chevrolet. Yeah, that's it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the MVP of the World Series. That's all yours. And Hiro is here to translate for us. Yoshinobu, incredible. Congratulations. How are you able to pitch tonight after doing what you did?